Donald Trump was caught crying during his birthday parade. At least that's how it seemed, as the whole thing was a flop. Now, multiple times today during the parade, Donald Trump was caught falling asleep, looking bored, yawning. But this moment will be the image of the parade. Take a look at this. Full pouty face by Donald Trump. It is almost something you would create with AI, but that is real. Yeah, and his whole staff during the parade looked bored. Marco Rubio was caught yawning. The whole thing was just a flop. And while a lot of you are going to say, well, it's honoring the Army, you can honor the Army. You can celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Army without honoring yourself. And that's what Donald Trump did. And we know it was for his birthday because they sang happy birthday to him and presented him with a gift at the end of the parade. The whole thing fell apart and Donald Trump's face showed it all. Meanwhile, the No Kings protest were a resounding smash hit. Smiles everywhere. Well done, America.
Trump is just a vengeful little gremlin. What do you think he's going to want to do after watching yesterday's debacle? No one showing up to his parade and everyone showing up to protest him instead. He's going to do something. I just saw the travel ban additions he's weighing right now. I don't think that's the retribution he's going to decide to take. Because he needs to get even with the American people. I'm waiting for something a little bit more domestic. You know what I mean? What do y'all think he's going to do? Have you already seen him do something that I'm not aware of already today? I feel like it's going to be something real headline worthy, you know? He wants everyone to know how pissed off he is at us. No matter how upset he gets and no matter what he does, it's still going to be hilarious because we all just get to watch him implode. And I do think he is going to slowly implode after yesterday. I do.
I just wanted to say how proud I am of the United States military. I am proud that they did not put on a show yesterday that made me think of North Korea or Russia or China. I am proud of the fact that they are more interested in doing their jobs and being the best military in the world than they are about putting on a parade for a corrupt president. And there's a lot of debate about how intentional their marching style was yesterday, and that's fine. I don't pretend to know what they were thinking, but whatever they were thinking, the message certainly came out that they were not doing this because they were excited to be out there putting on a show, which is more in line with the philosophy of a developing nation being ruled by a fascist dictator than the tradition of the United States of America. We have never had military-style parades like they have in fascist dictatorships. And after yesterday, I don't think we ever will. So thank you to our military. I salute you.
Okay, were any of my fellow veterans out there caught off guard by just how shitty Trump's military parade looked? I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I was genuinely shocked. Now, don't get me wrong, the United States Army has plenty of problems, but finding the pageantry and stagecraft necessary to pull off a tight public performance, not generally one of them. They pretty much nail that one every time. The presentation of the equipment was lackluster and uninspiring. The uniforms didn't look all that sharp. The marching was a horror story. Like, they're just walking. Nobody's in step. I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. I don't know. The entire thing just seemed tacky, cheap, and unprofessional to me, which is really funny when you consider the fact that they went out of their way to tell you that this was sponsored by random crypto scams.
Special thanks to our sponsor, Coinbase.
It's like a bad dream. To end on a good note, whenever I saw one of the Army marching bands, they looked pretty tight. They seemed squared away. And to end on an even better note, I love that the thing was sparsely attended. It couldn't happen to a better guy.
We either going to have to forgive our military for their first terrible performance at a dictator parade. Never had a dictator before, I can understand. Or we're going to have to thank our military for their extremely good performance of malicious compliance. I tend to think it was malicious compliance because that fucking marching was horrid. The squeaky fucking tanks. The whole bit was an absolute shame of a parade. And I fucking loved it for Donald Trump. He deserves that shit because he's a piece of shit, just like his voters.
California Governor Gavin Newsom just released a video trolling Donald Trump over his teeny tiny crowd size at his birthday parade yesterday. Just take a look for yourself. That is so good. Whoever was behind this on Gavin Newsom's team, shout out to you. That was just so funny. All these different videos you saw from different cities around the country are streets filled with protesters for the No Kings protest against Donald Trump. Meanwhile, while this was taking place, Donald Trump was having his birthday bash, which none of his friends attended. I really can't think of a more humiliating and embarrassing thing for Trump than him getting protested by millions and him just sitting there practically alone in DC on his birthday. It's just so awful for him. And this video from Gavin Newsom is hilarious. Shout out to them.
Well, this is how you participate in a military parade for King Trump when you don't want to participate in a military parade for King Trump. Military marching precision is a fact. This is what protest looks like. Yeah, these military servicemen might not have been participating in the No Kings rally across the country, but they were definitely participating while marching in front of President Donald Trump. Low turnout for the event was also a thing. But if you know anything about being in the military, you know one of the hallmarks of their training is marching. Marching in unity and in step. And what we witnessed take place at this parade was just walking. And not only was it just walking, but their commanders, squad leaders, and no one else tried to put them in step. Let that sink in the next time you think about martial law.
My God, the military looks so sloppy. They weren't even like marching together. Yeah, no shit, honey. They kicked out all the dolls. Now they're trying to kick out the gays. Had they let the dolls and the theys stay in the military, baby, they wouldn't have just been stepping in time. They would have been time stepping. Fucking triple time stepping. You honestly thought that an old straight white man could choreograph something better than one of the dolls? I had little to no hope that shit was gonna look good yesterday. You're telling me with all that budget, they couldn't bling it out a little bit? Put a rhinestone on that costume or something. Maybe like a fun little hat moment for the occasion. I heard a lot of squeaking wheels, but not a single clacking heel. Okay, they did not military boots the White House down, mama. Now listen, here's the thing, I get it. I'm a musical theater girly, right? I've been performing for I don't even know how long, and it's hard to give the performance of a lifetime when there's no audience there to perform for. I was giving like matinee performance of Bye Bye Birdie at a very toxic community theater in rural Kansas with an all straight white cast. They don't let you have any snacks in the theater, so you have to like eat them all during intermission, but you know there's hella mold on those seats in the auditorium. That's awful. Anyways, I think that you should allow trans people back into the military because they get shit done. They would have made that look hella good yesterday, you know what I'm saying? Protect the dolls, mama.
Let's be clear, you're not doing it to celebrate the Army's birthday. You're doing it to stroke Donald Trump's ego. If you want to celebrate the Army's birthday by spending $30 million, I would recommend you think about something along the lines of maybe spending that money on childcare for military families, perhaps tuition reimbursement for military families. There are lots of ways to celebrate the Army's birthday without blowing it all on a parade.
Trump threw a multi-million-dollar parade and got outshined by weather. So, Paw blew through our tax dollars yesterday on a parade. For himself. Not for the troops. Not for the country. Not even for the Girl Scouts. Just for his fragile ego. It was crickets down there, baby. Empty chairs, sad little flags, and about 3 folks in attendance who smelled like Bengay and Reaganomics. I ain't saying they were old, but one of them pulled out a flip phone and asked where the rotary dial went. And right when Trump thought he was doing something big, boom, rain. I literally said, won't he do it? Because when even the sky is sick of your foolishness, that is divine intervention. That's heavenly shade, baby. He blew millions of dollars to throw himself a little pity parade and couldn't even fill up the sidewalk. He tried to rebrand failure as leadership, but it didn't work. Sir, your base is shrinking faster than your hairline. And if this whole parade thing was supposed to be a power move, it backfired like a 92 Buick.
You guys, that's exactly the reason why you don't do military parade in the democratic countries. That was pretty embarrassing, you guys. Like, come on, man.
Евгений Бравко, Денис Скакуновский и
in the United States Army. As part of the buildup for World War II, cavalry and reconnaissance units were brought together to form the 1st Armored Division in 1940.
It appears that members of MAGA are now calling Donald Trump King Trump, and they're using this military parade as a coronation of sorts of him as king.
Happy birthday, King Trump. Happy birthday, King Trump. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, King Trump.
Like, I'm fed the fuck up. Like, literally. Literally, I can't take this shit no more. No fucking.
We all know that MAGA is a very particular type of person, which seems to be, amongst all else, all things Trump. Nothing matters. They're unwavering. It's like a fundamentalist type of like view. It's kind of like radical in a sense. But to come online and say, happy birthday, King Trump, is really fucking crazy. It just goes to show you the psyche and mentality of where a lot of Americans, not all of us, a lot of Americans are at. If it's not a dictator, why is it dictator shaped?
This is it. This is the big military parade that Donald Trump was bragging about. The one that cost between $25 and $45 million. The one that he said that if he saw any protests in the vicinity, that he was going to stomp them out with force. Brother, nobody came. I mean, just look at this turnout, man. Pathetic. There are football teams that haven't won a Super Bowl in over 30 years with a bigger turnout than this. There are high school graduations that have more people show up than this. All it took was 6 months for Donald Trump to remind everyone, man, maybe I really don't like that fucking guy. I mean, you can read it all over his face, man. There is not a sliver of happiness on this guy's face, and it touches me a little bit. I'm so happy that he's upset. Doesn't change anything, but I'm glad that my enemies have no joy in their heart. I know for a fact this is what Donald Trump had picture in his mind, man. He's gonna go to sleep crying to this picture, man. Now this is a military parade. Say what you will about North Korea, they got aura sometimes.